In 2015, 15 years after a global cataclysm known as the Second Impact, Misato Katsuragi prepared for a pickup mission. Amidst a sea of red, with tanks pointed outward and the sound of the Japanese cicada, she is on her way to pick up a child named Shinji. As he arrives in an empty Tokyo 3, Shinji awaits the arrival of the person who will pick him up. A military operation is on its way, with UN forces stopping a towering monster with a red orb on its chest. As the military continuously attacks, he is picked up by Misato, who takes him away from all the action. The entire arsenal of the UN is no match against the monster, which we learn is an angel. Even a non-nuclear mine, or N2 mine, is unable to deter its movement forward. Misato and Shinji continue their way towards their destination, where Shinji is taken to meet his father, Gendo Ikari, at the headquarters of his organization, NERV. Meanwhile, the city of Tokyo 3 is still in danger, with the fourth angel regenerating without issue. At NERV HQ, Misato and head scientist Ritsuko show Shinji what his father has been working on, a giant robot known as Evangelion Unit 01. Gendo demands Shinji to pilot Evangelion Unit 01 against the angel. Gendo pressures Shinji to pilot the robot, saying he is the only one who can. Shinji is doubtful of his skills, together with all the abandonment issues he has with his father. As Shinji continues with his doubts and confidence issues, Gendo reactivates their other pilot, Rei. Shinji concedes as Gendo prepares Rei Ayanami, a wounded Evangelion pilot, prepared to be sent out instead. Battered, bruised, and almost in pieces, Rei still attempts to follow her directives, but Shinji sees her plight. As the fourth angel destroys the Geo front, Shinji musters up what little confidence he has. He will pilot EVA 01. As Shinji sorties, his lack of experience makes him easy prey for the fourth angel. Shinji becomes a sitting duck, failing to defeat the angel. He panics and blacks out in pain as Evangelion units sympathetically reflect the pain of injuries they sustain onto their pilots. As Unit 01 receives critical damage, it seems there is no more hope. The EVA is nearly broken, with Shinji's life in deep danger. While everything looks dire, Unit 01 itself goes berserk, destroying the angel piece by piece, even penetrating its AT field without issue. The fourth angel initiates self-destruct, self-detonating, and destroying everything other than Unit 01. Soon afterward, Shinji wakes up in a hospital, officially receiving the position as the pilot of Unit 01. During this time, the administrators of NERV, known as SEAL, convene to question the colossal expense needed to repair Unit 01. They also note their ultimate goal, the Human Instrumentality Project. All things considered, repair efforts go into Tokyo 3 while Shinji and Rei undergo recovery. Once Shinji fully recovers, Misato takes him under her wing, making him live in her apartment. Misato becomes Shinji's guardian and he is enrolled in a local middle school. Shinji starts to acclimate to normal life, living with Misato and her penguin Pen Pen. Regardless, Shinji still feels lonely, with only his Walkman by his side. Meanwhile, Gendo and Ritsuko discuss the issues they're experiencing with Shinji. Gendo underscores that this is the perfect pretext to reinstate Unit 00. Later on, Shinji runs into problems in school with Toji Suzuhara, whose sister was injured in the battle. Shinji laments why he must be bullied simply because he pilots an EVA. Later on, Shinji starts training which, mixed with his loneliness and depression, makes him feel emptier by the day. Shinji tries to continue on like normal, but he's unable to connect with anyone in class due to his status as a pilot. As he daydreams on the rooftop, Rei informs Shinji that an emergency call is asking for their presence. The fifth angel attacks Tokyo 3 and Shinji is forced to battle again. As the fifth angel fights, we learn that Toru and Kensuke Ada escape the shelters to watch the ensuing battle. Toji and Ada sneak out, but the angel throws Unit 01 onto a mountainside, nearly crushing them. During this time, Shinji loses his advantage against the angel, mostly due to his questionable emotional stability. This leads to Shinji needing to protect both classmates while maintaining a fighting posture. Misato has the two take cover in Unit 01's cockpit and orders Shinji to retreat. As he takes both boys into his cockpit, he decides to disobey orders during the fight and kills off the angel. After getting backlash for his actions, he decides to run away from it all. After Misato scolds him for insubordination, Shinji wanders off. Throughout the process, he simply keeps to himself, listening to his Walkman in a pathetic state, without any plans of coming back. He continues wandering aimlessly. But after making his way to a bridge under construction, NERV employees bring him back to their custody. Misato, tired of Shinji's prattling, gives him the absolute freedom to quit if he wants. At school, Toji forgives Shinji after his experience in the entry plug, becoming good friends down the line. Following this, Shinji interacts with his fellow pilot, the mysterious Rei Ayanami, for the first time. We learn that Rei's prototype Unit 00 went berserk, destroying the testing facility. Gendo shows utmost concern for Rei's safety, even going so far as rescue her himself. Shinji, knowing his father's Spartan nature, is surprised by the fact. The next day, Shinji visits Rei's apartment to give her NERV ID. As he snoops in, he finds her apartment is austere to a fault. It's also around the same time that Rei gets out of the bathroom, resulting in a rather inconspicuous situation with Rei. Emotionless, she brushes off everything that's happened without a second thought. Rei remains cold with Shinji, but another powerful angel appears, the sixth angel. The new angel, which is a diamond-shaped geometrical pattern, can find a massive particle cannon that nearly kills Shinji. Unit 01 gets retrieved, but Shinji is in critical condition following the attack. During this time, the angel then proceeds to drill down into the geofront cavern below. NERV scrambles to prepare a counterattack, which involves picking up an experimental positron cannon and using all the electricity of Japan as its power source. While NERV accomplishes the biggest logistics effort they have, Shinji is in the middle of recovery, fighting back his personal demons. When Shinji recovers, he wakes up to find Rei inside his room, briefing him about the upcoming operation. Shinji, paralyzed by fear again, can't decide if he wants to continue piloting. During the final setup phase, Misato takes him down to Central Dogma, where she shows him the reason for the second impact, the second angel Lilith, which is a white giant hanging from a cross. Misato proceeds to explain that if an angel were to unite with Lilith, it would cause the third impact. This encourages Shinji to pilot Unit 01 again, with reluctant confidence about the events that are about to follow. Misato details the plans to defeat the sixth angel, which will use all of the electrical power of Japan to power an experimental positron rifle. Unit 01 will use it to snipe the sixth angel, while Rei in Unit 00 supports by protecting Shinji and his unit. Before the mission starts, Shinji gets encouraging messages from his classmates, which steals his courage further. As they go on standby, both pilots psych themselves up before one final goodbye. As the operation starts, NERV reroutes all available power in Japan to Shinji's positron cannon. NERV starts with an air bombardment, but to no avail. After completing a grueling charge process, Shinji puts everything in one shot, but it fails to kill the angel. The sixth angel retaliates, blowing half a mountain away with no effort. The entire operation survives, but Shinji gets shocked from the recent attack. While Gendo gives him a vote of no confidence, Misato places her faith in Shinji, who crawls back into position. Shinji prepares to shoot, but the angel fires first. Rei, however, protects Unit 01 long enough to successfully fire a second shot, destroying the sixth angel. After the operation, Rei's unit burns hot, but Shinji rescues her the same way Gendo did before. Shinji finally connects with Rei and starts a happy friendship with her. Meanwhile, a boy on the moon wakes up, where a line of coffins lie on the lunar surface. A giant bloodstain intersects the landscape through the middle of the row of boxes. Out of one of these rises Kaworu Nagisa, who begins talking to Seal 01's monolith communicator. Behind them appears to be a secret Seal moon base, with a white giant similar to second angel Lilith restrained behind them in a scaffolding pit. Kaworu says that the third hasn't changed, and he can't wait to meet Shinji.